Hey, folks. My name's Carolyn McCall. Do you want to know the secret to crucial conversations? Get honest with yourself. Be willing to share the truth about how you feel and the end result you're looking for, right? Especially if you're married to, a spouse, you're in a relationship, or if it's your boss in the workplace. It doesn't really matter. The point is to get comfortable being uncomfortable, sharing that you're uncomfortable, right? And so if you can get to a place, and you can, where you preference it by saying, hey, I'm going to be really vulnerable here. I'm going to be very transparent, and I'm really requesting your patience as I get this information out. Um, are we on the same page? Do I have your agreement? And from that place, you can start with the end in mind. The purpose of this meeting is the end result, whatever that is. And I'd like to talk to you about my role in getting us here. Start with yourself. Anytime you find yourself in conflict, you got to own about 50% of it. Not talking about harassment in the workplace. I'm not talking about discrimination. I'm talking about two colleagues not getting along. All right. You've got to, own your part. Did you have a negative attitude? What part did you bring to the table that created this situation? One of the things I help leaders do is start with emotional intelligence. That self awareness piece is critical, right? Just being aware of your thought patterns in that moment, being aware of the words that are coming out of your mouth, right? Being aware of having some empathy for the person if that's what's called for, right? And even what's motivating you to have this conversation now. Honesty in the workplace. I believe there are several levels of honesty, right? Just having the conversation is step one in, hey, wanting to rectify this situation. I mean, so here's what I'm asking. Take the first step towards honesty. Second step in honesty is preferencing the conversation by saying, hey, this isn't easy for me. You got to tell the truth. If it's not easy, say it's not easy. The third level is how you frame the truth, right? You could start off with something positive about the person that you truly, authentically appreciate about them, right? Don't tell them a lie. People can see right through a lie. Tell them the truth. There is always something about a person that you can compliment them on, whether it's their work ethic, like you, right? People, if they get to work, I didn't say on time, if they get to work throughout the day, hey, they've got a pretty good work ethic, right? Yeah, so start there with something that is the truth about the individual, okay? And perhaps something you and them you both have in common. That's always a good place. Now, I'm going to ask you to look for three things about the individual that you actually appreciate, and work ethic is always one of those. The second one might be that they've agreed to talk to you about this. You really appreciate that they took the time out of their day to talk to you about this particular situation. And the third thing that you could appreciate about a person is probably one of the easiest things, and most of us can probably agree with, and that is that you both want a peaceful outcome where you can both move forward in new ways. You want to hit a refresh on your relationship. Usually, people can agree on that together. Peace is something that most people want. I said most people. Okay, most people want. And so those are some tips for today. If you have to have a crucial conversation, here's the thing: don't run from it. Don't run from it. Crucial conversations help strengthen what? Our leadership skills. And from my perspective, everyone out there, everybody's a leader. Frontline employees have to decide to get up and come to work and put on fresh, clean clothes, I hope, right? Take a shower. So we're all leaders on every level. It's time that leaders that are managing people begin to treat them that way, because really you're managing knowledge workers. What makes them knowledgeable? I don't even have my cell phone. That's just how much I don't really like cell phones. I don't have it with me. Is that cell phone, right? Technology. Technology. It's also a reason that we're not as patient with one another. So it's going to be important that you begin to see people differently, especially in 2025. We all need emotional maturity, is what it's called. All right. When it comes to, let's go into politics just a little bit, right? And that it doesn't really matter who you voted for. Not really. We all need to learn to work together cohesively, collaboratively, in a way that lifts each other to new heights and new levels. That's what it's about, really, in the workplace. So I want you to be the person to begin that whole conversation when it comes to crucial conversations, and give yourself permission to be absolutely transparent and vulnerable with the person. The only way we get through to the other side is through honesty, transparency, and vulnerability, folks. We can't really grow ourselves, develop ourselves, unless we're willing to be honest and transparent in a way that still opens dialogue for each person to share honestly. And so um, it's not about pointing out only the negativity. It's about what do we have in common as well? What's the end result we both want here? In the past, I've even suggested to individuals that I've had these conversations with, bring the end result you're looking for, based on this meeting that we're going to have, this crucial conversation we're going to have. Bring the end result. And by the way, throughout the conversation, here's another tip, right? Is to not only value what they're saying, but validate if it's true. If they're saying something that is absolutely the truth, you need to be a big enough person to say you're right. Who doesn't want to hear you're right? We all want to hear that you're right. Right? And so in this video, I want to challenge you today to have that crucial conversation, especially before Thanksgiving, right? Have that crucial conversation to clean up with people. I call it cleaning up. It means just cleaning out your emotions. Clean up is about cleaning out your emotions, being honest with that individual, focusing on things you do like about them and areas that could improve, and offering suggestions on where you're going to improve first. By the way, let's not offer suggestions on where they're going to improve. No, this is about you changing, because when you change, the situation changes. All right. All right, folks. Well, have a phenomenal day. Again, Carolyn McCall. This is really the Carolyn Experience. I teach workshops and trainings all over the world. I've spoken in 20 different countries and all 50 states. So if you're interested, just look up in hiring me for some training. Carolyn McCall-purpose.com. Check out my website. All right. Thanks. Have a phenomenal day.